Little girl with black eye begged bikers, "Be my dad." 50 Hells Angels showed up at school. When the sun is just a rumor on the horizon, the world feels honest. The Crossroads. Diner sat at the intersection of Highway 50 and Route 12, in that fragile space between night and morning when truckers yawned into cheap coffee. Fry cooks cursed at stubborn grease and the neon open 24 hours sign hummed like a tired heartbeat. Outside, 15 Harley engines cooled in a tight row. Inside, 15 men and women wearing leather vests filled the long back table, the same table every Saturday at 6 a.m. People had names for them. Whispers, warnings. They wore one on their backs proudly. Iron Brotherhood. Some still called them Hells Angels out of habit, out of headlines, out of fear. Most people only knew the stories told by people who'd never met them, but here, in Crossroads Diner, the staff knew them as the people who tipped big, broke up drunk fights without breaking bones, paid for strangers' meals, and showed up first when storms ripped roofs off old houses. They weren't saints. They were something harder to find. They were men and women who had already seen hell and chosen to stand between it and everybody else. At the head of the table sat Cole Matthews, 52, 6'3", silver beard, scar running from his ear to his jaw like a history he never told unless he had to. 2 tours in combat. 10 funerals too many. A lifetime of carrying other people's ghosts. He sipped his black coffee, scanning the room out of habit, out of reflex. Exits, hands, eyes, tension, calm. To his right, Tommy Lee, 68, with hands like worn-out leather and a laugh that showed gaps where teeth used to be. To his left, Danny Martinez, inked sleeves hiding old state-home scars. Across from him, James Rodriguez, former cop, sharp gaze, old badge still riding in his wallet like a promise he refused to fully let go of. Plates clattered. Bacon hissed. Country music mumbled from a dusty radio. And then the bell above the diner door chimed. Every engine, every instinct, every story in that room pivoted on that sound. Because in that doorway stood an 8-year-old girl who did not belong in that hour, in that state, in that much pain. Her left eye was swollen shut, puffed purple and black, her lip crusted with dried blood. There were bruises on her neck in the unmistakable shape of fingers. Her pink jacket was torn. She did not cry. She walked. Silence fell like a curtain. Forks stopped halfway to mouths. Kelly the waitress froze with a coffee pot in her hand. A trucker swore under his breath. Someone whispered, "Jesus." The girl's sneakers scuffed across the tired tile floor. She walked past empty booths, past the counter, past curious stares. She walked straight to the table of leather vests. Skull rings and hard faces. Her small hands trembled. Her voice barely rose above the clinking dishes. "Please," she said. "Will one of you be my dad? Just for today?" The air left the room. Cole set his cup down carefully. "What's your name, sweetheart?" he asked, voice suddenly soft, the way you talk to broken glass before you touch it. Lily. Lily Chen. I'm 8. I go to Lincoln Elementary." She swallowed. "Today is career day. Everyone's bringing their mom or dad. I don't want to go with him." "Who did that to you?" James asked, gently, but there was a razor beneath the velvet. "My stepdad. Derek." She stared at the floor. "Yesterday I broke a glass. He said I was useless. He pushed me down the stairs. He said if I told anyone, he'd, her voice cracked. She bit through it. I thought, if one of you came, he'd see. He'd know someone's watching. Just for today. So he doesn't hit me. He won't listen to my mom. But maybe he'll listen to you." For a moment, no one spoke. Then something old and dangerous and sacred stirred behind 15 pairs of eyes. Tommy looked away. Jaw clenched so tight it shook. Danny's hand flexed on the table. Fingers remembering orphanage nights and doors that never opened. James saw his sister at 8 years old. The call he'd been too late to answer. Cole felt every bruise he'd ever seen on a child. Every call where help arrived after the funeral. He rose slowly. The leather of his cut creaked. The entire diner watched. Cole knelt, so his eyes met. "Lily's one good eye. We're the Iron Brotherhood," he said gently. "And right now, we're your family. You understand me." She blinked, uncertain. "But just for today?" Cole's gaze did not waver. "Lily Chen," he said. "This thing with Derek, it stops today. It stops now. You are not going back into that house alone. Not today, not ever again. You came to the right table. I don't want my mom to get in trouble, she whispered. She needs him. Because of the money. Your mom needs you alive more than she needs his money, Marcus said quietly from down the table. Kelly set a plate in front of Lily. Piled with pancakes, eggs, bacon. On the house. Sweetheart, she whispered. You eat, okay? Lily stared at the food like she wasn't sure if it was really for her. Cole glanced at his brothers and sisters. Phones came out. Voices dropped low but firm. This was not a bar fight. This was not a favor. This was war. If you believe that kindness still lives in this world, if you believe no child should ever have to beg for safety, pause this video right now, hit like, share this story, and subscribe to Bikers Hype to help us reach 1,000 subscribers so we can keep telling the stories the world needs to hear. Tell us in the comments, where are you watching from tonight? And if you love real bikers who protect, if you love the spirit people call Hell's Angels, the ones who stand up when others look away, then prove your love. Stay with us, because what happens next will restore your faith in humanity. Then the story rolls on. Kelly topped off coffees with shaky hands as the bikers closed in around Cole in a tight circle away from Lily. We doing this? Danny asked, eyes already made of stone. We're not just doing this, Cole said. We're doing this right. No cowboy bullshit. No mistakes. We protect her mom. We bury this bastard legally. James nodded. I've still got friends on the force. Good ones. Call 'em, Cole replied. We get her to a hospital. Document everything. We get CPS. We get this airtight. Tommy wiped his eyes roughly. That kid's got more courage in her pinky than most men got in their whole damn lives. Walking in here alone? That's a warrior. Cole turned back to Lily. Sweetheart, what's your mom's number? Lily recited it, voice barely more than breath. Cole dialed. 3 rings. A tired voice answered. Hello? Mrs. Chen? My name is Cole Matthews. I'm with the Iron Brotherhood Motorcycle Club. Your daughter Lily is with us at Crossroads Diner. She's safe. But she's hurt. Badly. And she told us what's been happening. Silence. Then a broken sound. Oh God, oh my God, is she okay? I had to leave early. He said she fell. She's been so quiet. I knew something was wrong. I'm working doubles. Mrs. Chen, Cole said, firm but kind. Listen to me. None of this is your fault. Right now we're taking Lily to County General. They'll document everything. CPS and the police will be involved. Derek is going to answer for this. You hear me? I'm on my way, she sobbed. You meet us there, Cole said. She needs her mom. He hung up, turned to Lily. You ride with us, he said. Right in the middle. You're untouchable now. By the time Lily had finished a few bites of pancakes, Cole had called the road captain in the next county. Marcus had messaged the chapter president 2 towns over. James had texted 3 former colleagues in law enforcement who still gave a damn. How many? Tommy asked. Everyone, Cole answered. Every brother and sister who can ride. I don't want one kid in that school, not one parent, not one teacher, not one abuser, to miss this message. He looked at his club. This isn't just career day, he said. This is a line in the sand. The engines roared back to life like a storm being reborn. Lily rode in a car with Kelly and Danny, flanked by bikes front and back, a moving wall of chrome and thunder. At County General ER, nurses froze at the sight of the vests. Cole's voice disarmed them before their fear could speak. She needs help. We're staying. You got a CPS contact, call them now. The doctor examined Lily. 3 cracked ribs, severe contusions, a split lip, black eye, bruising on her neck. Someone put their hands around this child's throat, the doctor said, eyes hard. Another night like that and we wouldn't be talking in an ER. We'd be talking in a morgue. You filing? Cole asked. Yes. CPS and mandatory police report, she said, pressing a folder into his hand. Photos, documentation, everything. Whoever called this in saved her life. The girl did, Cole answered simply. We just listened. James stepped forward. I'll make sure this gets in front of detectives we can trust. At 9:15 a.m., 3 squad cars rolled up to the house on Oak Street. Derek Morrison opened his door with a hangover and a lie already forming. It died on his lips when he saw badges. By 9:30, he was in cuffs, multiple counts. Child abuse. Domestic violence. Assault with intent. By 9:45 a.m., the town heard a new kind of thunder. Lincoln Elementary School had never seen anything like it. Principal Anderson stood in the parking lot, clipboard in hand, expecting sedans and SUVs, maybe a fire engine for show. Instead, she heard engines, dozens. 50 motorcycles turned into the lot in perfect formation. The ground vibrated. Neighbors peeked out windows. Some parents clutched their kids closer. At the front walked Cole, his vest patched with President, and beside him, holding his hand, wearing a hospital shirt that read, "Stronger than you think," walked Lily Chen, no longer alone. Principal Anderson stepped forward, heart racing. "Excuse me, what is this?" Cole's voice was calm.
"Career day, ma'am."
"Lily invited us, all of you?" she asked, eyes darting across the sea of leather, patches, scars, and steady gazes. "She's got 50 family members now," Cole said. "We figured we should show up." The principal looked at Lily. The bandages, the careful way she moved, the hope trembling in her one clear eye. She looked back at the bikers. There was no threat in them, just something fierce and immovable. "No problem at all," Principal Anderson said, voice thick. "Welcome to Lincoln Elementary." Inside the gym, folding tables lined the walls. Doctors, lawyers, accountants, a NASA engineer, parents with printed brochures and polite smiles. Then the doors opened. 50 bikers walked in with Lily at the center. Silence. A dropped pin would have been deafening. Kids stared, eyes huge. Some shrank back. Others leaned forward in awe. Mrs. Patterson, Lily's third-grade teacher, nearly choked on her own breath. Cole led Lily to her table. "Good morning, ma'am," he said gently. Mrs. Patterson swallowed. "You're here for Lily?" "Yes, ma'am," Cole said. "Name's Cole. This is the Iron Brotherhood. We're here as her family. What exactly do you do?" she asked, voice shaking with 100 assumptions. "We ride," Cole said. "We build and fix bikes. We run charity drives. We escort women and kids leaving dangerous homes. We rebuild houses after storms. We raise hell when children are hurt. And we don't back down." He smiled, and somehow his face, lined with battles, became kind. "As of this morning," Danny added, "we're Lily's people." Mrs. Patterson finally really looked at Lily. The bruises, the wince, the forced smiles of a child who'd learned to apologize for existing. "Oh, honey," she whispered, eyes filling. "I should have." "It's not your fault," Marcus said softly. "These kids get good at hiding. To survive." When it was their turn to present, Cole stepped forward with Lily by his side, a microphone in hand. "How many of you think we look scary?" he asked the kids. Half the hands went up. Cole nodded. "We get it," he said. "A lot of people think bikers are just trouble. Some are, but a lot of us, we've already seen the worst things people can do. So we decided we're not going to let it happen in front of us ever again." He looked at Lily. "This morning, Lily walked into a diner alone." He continued, "Hurt, scared, but braver than anyone I've met. She asked a table full of bikers to be her dads for one day. And we said yes." He scanned the room. "Some of you in here see bruises at home. Hear shouting at night. Some of you think it's your fault. It's not. Some of you think nobody would believe you. We do," Tommy stepped up. "My old man beat me bloody till I left at 15. Took me 40 damn years to learn that real strength is protecting the small, not hurting them. Danny, 23 foster homes. Not one person showed up for me like we're showing up for Lily today. So now, I make sure no kid feels that alone if I can help it." A small hand rose in the front row. A quiet boy. "Brandon. My dad hits my mom," he said, "all the time." The room went ice cold. Brandon's father stood at the back, big, red-faced. "That's enough, boy." "Sit down," James stepped forward. "No, it's not enough." He knelt to Brandon's level. "You were brave to say that," he said gently. "Braver than most grown men." He looked up. "Mrs. Mitchell, if you need help, we know safe houses, lawyers, people who will stand with you. This is none of your business." The man growled. Taking a step forward, 15 bikers moved like one wall. "You can leave," Cole said quietly. "Or you can wait. Police are on the way." The man saw the line he couldn't cross and turned. Storming out, Mrs. Mitchell broke down sobbing as 2 biker women wrapped their arms around her. "How many of you," Cole asked the adults now, "have seen something and said nothing? A bruise, a child who changed, a neighbor screams." Hands went up, half the room. Cole nodded slowly. "That stops today," he said. "Not because of us. Because of her. He put a hand on Lily's shoulder. She walked into a diner and believed bikers might be the kind of men who protect, he said. So now we're starting something. Right here. Safe people on campus, resources, numbers on the walls. A promise. If a kid asks for help, somebody answers. Principal Anderson stepped to the mic, tears on her face. Yes, she said. We are doing this. Right there in front of parents and kids and staff, Iron Shield was born. Within a week, Derek was in county jail. Jennifer filed for divorce. A restraining order was granted. Lily moved into her grandmother's small house on Maple Street. 2 bikers posted outside the night Derek made bail, watching, waiting, engines idling like warnings. CPS caseworker Maria Gonzalez sat across from Cole at a diner booth, staring at files stacked high. I've got 64 open cases, she said. I'm drowning. What you did for Lily, I wish every kid had that. What if they could? Cole asked. These kids, Maria said. They grow up in it. The cycle repeats. Abuse, fear, silence. Not if someone cuts it, Cole answered. Not if someone shows up. He slid a folder across the table. The Iron Brotherhood had drafted something rare. Structure, volunteers, training, background checks, legal partnerships, safe ride escorts, school presentations, discreet support lines. Iron Shield wasn't charity, it was a promise. By Saturday, the old biker clubhouse had a new sign, Iron Shield Safe House. Kids and families welcome. They expected a handful of calls. 12 kids were referred. 23 showed up. Lily, small but fierce, helped set out snacks at a wooden table while bikers worked under bikes in the garage, leaving the doors open so laughter, not shouting, filled the air. Can I learn to fix bikes? She asked Cole shyly. That's why you're here, he said. She smiled, a real smile this time. Months turned into a year. Word spread. Iron Shield expanded to 5. Schools bikers escorted women, and kids out of houses where the blinds had stayed. Suspiciously closed for 2. Long teachers learned to see what they hadn't wanted to see. Churches called. Shelters teamed up. Kids started coming. Forward. Brandon and his mom moved into safe housing. His father met handcuffs. Because I said something, Brandon told Lily one afternoon at the clubhouse. Like you. Because you were brave, Lily said. Courage is contagious. At 12 schools, the wall posters appeared. See something. Hear something. Feel unsafe? Text Iron Shield. We show up. 5 years later, a hotel ballroom, chandeliers, rows of chairs filled with social workers, judges, teachers, cops, survivors, skeptics. A banner, National Child Welfare Conference. On the stage, a podium too big for a 13-year-old girl. She stepped up anyway. Yes, she began, voice shaking for exactly 1 second. I know what you're thinking. What's a biker club kid doing here? Laughter. It helped. My name is Lily Chen, she said. 5 years ago, I walked into a truck stop diner with a black eye and cracked ribs and asked a table full of bikers to be my dads for one day. She paused. They said no. The room stiffened. They said, not for one day. For as long as it takes. Behind her, slides lit up. Iron Shield, 3,000 children served. 892 domestic violence interventions. Hundreds of families relocated safely. 0 child fatalities among active participants. That number, Lily said, voice breaking, finger pointing at the 0, is the one I'm most proud of. They didn't just protect me. They listened to me. They believed me. And they showed me something I wish every kid saw. Family is not about blood. It's about who shows up when you're not safe. She told them about Cole, about Maria, about Tommy teaching her to change oil instead of letting her believe she was fragile. About Danny giving kids tours of the garage, telling them they weren't broken, they were rebuilding. She finished with, when kids ask for help, you have 2 choices. Look away or show up. The Iron Brotherhood showed up. And because they did, I'm alive. And so are thousands of others. Standing ovation. 3 minutes. Cole watched from the side of the stage, eyes shining, though he'd deny it if asked. You did that. Kid, he murmured. She shook her head. We did. 10 years after the morning she walked into Crossroads Diner. The convention center buzzed with voices from 7 countries, Iron Shield International, banners from local chapters. Photos of kids now grown, mentors, survivors turned advocates. On the big screen, 47,000 children protected, Iron Shield active in 12 states and 7 countries. Still, 0 deaths among active reported children. 8-year-old Lily stood now shoulder to shoulder with Cole at the 10th anniversary. He looked older. She looked unbreakable. "Tell it," he whispered. "Tell him why it really started." "Don't polish it." Lily stepped up. "When I was 8, she said, I thought I was alone. I thought adults would get mad. I thought a kid like me wasn't allowed to ask for help." The crowd leaned in. "So I walked into a place everyone told me was dangerous. A biker diner, full of men in leather with skull rings and scars. I thought, if anyone can scare a monster, it's them." Laughter. And I said, "Will one of you be my dad for a day?" She turned, looking right at the original 50 bikers in the front row. Older now, grayer, but standing as one wall, like always. "They didn't just show up for career day," Lily continued. "They showed up in court, at the hospital. In the nights I woke up screaming. With school supplies, with bike parts, with safe houses, with a program, with a promise." She smiled through tears. "Family is who shows up. That's it. That's the definition." She turned to Cole. "You gave me a dad for life," she said softly into the mic. "And I promise you this. I'm going to spend mine showing up for the next kid who walks into the dark and dares to ask for help." Cole pulled her into a hug. "No, kid," he whispered. "You saved us. You gave us a reason bigger than ourselves. You gave us purpose." Outside, in the cool night air, engines rumbled as chapters fired up their bikes. The original 50 from that first morning gathered for a photo. Lily in the center, wearing her own cut now, Iron Shield, junior member, bottom rocker, family by choice. The camera flashed. 10 years of echoes hung in the air. The echo of a small voice in a diner. "Will one of you be my dad for today?" The answer that thundered back across a decade. "Not for a day. For as long as it takes. And somewhere tonight, in some town, a scared child looked at a poster, or a bike, or a patch, and knew. If I ask, someone will answer. Because one little girl believed bikers might have the courage to match hers. And she was right." Outro script for your video. Read this at the end. If this story touched your heart, if you believe no child should ever have to face monsters alone, then don't just scroll away. Prove your love. If you respect the real biker brotherhood, if you love the spirit people call Hell's Angels, the ones who stand up instead of stand by, hit like. Drop a comment telling us where you're watching from. Share this video with your friends, and subscribe to Bikers Hype right now so we can hit our first 1,000 subscribers and keep bringing you stories that restore faith in humanity. If you love the brotherhood, if you love protectors on 2 wheels, share this video. Now prove your love.